divided into three parts. In the first, I'll present a couple pieces of empiric evidence that most published research is wrong. In the second, I'll explain why it's wrong. And I'll end with some ideas about how we can collectively make less of it wrong. The first piece of empiric evidence is something that can be equally appreciated by both lay people and healthcare professionals. Consider how often we've heard on the news or read on the web about some food that either causes or prevents cancer. It seems like everything we eat has some impact on our cancer risk. But if you pay really close attention to these news reports over years, you start to realize that some of them are contradicting one another. To systematically explore this contradiction, in 2012, researchers picked 50 common ingredients from a cookbook and searched the literature for evidence of any reported association with cancer. 80% of the ingredients had at least one study reporting such an association. Here's a graphical summary for all ingredients which were investigated in at least 10 studies. Yeah, so apparently almost everything we eat both causes and prevents cancer. Clearly, at the absolute least, half of the studies of food and cancer must necessarily be wrong. And in fact, it's probably quite a bit higher than half, because there's no reason to suspect that most food has a real effect one way or another. A second piece of evidence that most published medical research is wrong. A 2003 review that identified 101 articles in major basic science journals, such as Nature and Science, published between 1979 and 1983. Each of these articles discussed a new basic science discovery that claimed to have a future clinical therapeutic or preventative application. These were promising discoveries. Over the subsequent 20 years, of those 101 promising discoveries, just 27 of them resulted in an actual clinical trial, of which 5 were licensed for clinical use, and only one, a class of antihypertensive medication called ACE inhibitors, entered into common use. That's a 1% rate of translating exciting discoveries into tangible clinical application. Think about that the next time you hear about the latest fad of medicine being described as amazing, transformative, or game-changing. Why is this conversion rate of promising research so low? Why don't the vast majority of promising discoveries live up to their hype? There are several reasons, including lack of financial incentives. However, much of it has to do with the fact that conclusions from the original basic science research were simply not an accurate description of reality. A set of observations may have generated interesting hypotheses, but future experiments didn't support it. And the more exciting and paradigm-shifting a discovery seems to be, the less likely it's going to pan out. This is cliché, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The third piece of empiric evidence is something commonly called the reproducibility crisis or replication crisis. This refers to the observation that many scientific experiments with significant positive findings cannot be replicated if repeated. The issue gained widespread attention in 2015 when the journal Science published the results of the Reproducibility Project, an initiative which sought to replicate 100 studies published in 3 psychology journals from 2008. This was a massive undertaking requiring hundreds of investigators who collaborated with the authors of the original studies in order to recreate the exact same methods and protocols. Similar study subjects were exposed to the same conditions and had the same outcomes measured. What did the Reproducibility Project find? Among the original studies, 97% of them had statistically significant results, usually meaning a p-value less than 0.05. The replication studies, only 36% were statistically significant. Now, as I'll talk about in a few minutes, the p-value of 0.05 as the cutoff for a so-called significant result is completely arbitrary, so the Reproducibility Project looked further at the size of the measured effects. In summary, the effect sizes measured in the replication studies were about half that in the original studies, and using a combination of statistical analysis, the project determined that less than half of the study results have been adequately replicated. This doesn't necessarily mean that any one of the contradicted original studies was wrong per se. It's certainly possible that the corresponding replication study was the one reaching the wrong conclusion. And it's also possible that an original and its corresponding replication study were both wrong. But it doesn't actually change the conclusion that we had a lot of difficulty repeating experiments. And if at least half of published research can be successfully replicated, it suggests that at least half of published research is wrong to begin with. And that brings us to the fourth and last piece of empiric evidence that most medical research is wrong, and this one is the most troubling. It has to do with something called medical reversal. This is a phenomenon in which preliminary but methodologically flawed studies result in the adoption of a medical practice that is found to be ineffective after more robust and reliable research is later performed. In 2011, a group of researchers undertook an examination of the literature to see how frequent medical reversal was. They picked the world's most influential journal of medical medicine, the New England Journal of Medicine, and reviewed every article published in it between 2001 and 2010, identifying 363 studies that tested the efficacy of an established practice. The results of these studies were categorized as either reaffirmation, in which the practice held up to additional scrutiny, or reversal, when the practice was either no better or was actually worse than older and cheaper alternatives, including no treatment. Of the 363 studies, 38% were categorized as reaffirmation, 40% as reversal, and 22% as inconclusive. Some examples of medical reversal that they encountered included whether or not to give antibiotics to diabetics with asymptomatic bacteria in the urine, whether coronary stents should be used in addition to optimal medical therapy in patients with stable heart disease, and whether type 2 diabetics should have an aggressive goal for glucose control. You might reasonably ask, if an older study and a newer study contradict one another, Why should we assume the newer one is more correct? Well, in these reversals, the newer studies were significantly larger and more methodologically rigorous than the older ones. For example, large, double-blind, randomized controlled trials instead of small observational studies. That does not necessarily mean that the RCT is correct, but well-conducted RCTs are far more likely to be correct than observational studies. A 40% reversal rate is a large number, particularly considering that much higher than the confirmation rate. It should make us wonder how many of our current medical practices will eventually be proven to be ineffective. And I think if most of our patients knew how frequent medical reversal was, they would probably think twice about visiting the doctor. For example, if your car was acting up and you took it to the mechanic to be fixed, perhaps the mechanic said, well, I suppose I could change this part here, but there's a 40% chance your car will work any better, or maybe it would even work worse. Would you pay to have that work done? Probably not. Hopefully, by this point, I've convinced you there is a major systemic problem with reliability, accuracy, and reproducibility of medical research. So why? For hundreds of years, the scientific method of hypothesis generation, experimental design, observation, analysis, and hypothesis revision, this has been the foundation of our understanding of the world. In physics, chemistry, biology, and all the applied sciences, the scientific method is how we know what we know. Why then, when applied to medicine, have the results proven to be so untrustworthy? There are four major factors which contribute to the phenomenon of most published research being wrong: systematic bias, publication bias, statistically predictable error, and conflicts of interest. First is systematic bias in the design of studies. In this usage, bias doesn't necessarily refer to prejudices by the investigators, but rather refers to aspects of the methodology that erroneously influence the outcome of the trial beyond chance alone. For example, if a clinical trial has selection bias, it means that there were inherent differences in the types of patients who underwent intervention versus control, or inherent differences in the types of patients who did or did not participate in the study at all. If there's a difference in the dropout rate between the intervention and control patients, that results in bias. And when there are systemic differences in the care provided to patients aside from the intervention, such as closer follow-up or additional testing, that would also be a form of bias. Systematic bias can sometimes be a true preventable mistake on the part of investigators, and sometimes it's an unavoidable consequence of the question that's being asked. For example, being too reliant on small sample sizes of studying a rare disease, or being unable to perform a blinded study of a major surgical procedure. And sometimes systematic bias may be introduced intentionally if one is trying to achieve a particular outcome due to a conflict of interest, which I'll be coming back to later on. The second major factor contributing to unreliable research is called publication bias. Publication bias is different than systematic bias in that it occurs after a study has been completed and is not generally under the control of study investigators. Publication bias refers to a well-described phenomenon in which it's easier to publish a positive study than a negative one, where a positive study is considered to be one in which the newer intervention led to a better outcome than its control did. Presumably because they are believed to be more interesting to readers,
的に食べるといい。いいんじゃないですか。動画でさ、輸入時間が少なくてもさ、一定が休むっていうのは一番いい。前の会社もさ、遅く帰ったけど、早く出てきてね、一回帰れる。お金に何時間でも続いて、で、どうやったって乗るから、意外と、いいですよね。何食べるの？部活時は新しい人なんですが、次の日は同じぐらいの完全休業した日で、どうしてもなんかなんて言っても、入ったりこれがちょっと残念だな。飲んで帰りたいなと思っても、明日の仕事だから入ったり。今はそこまでしていいよって感じだ。さあ、ちょっと更新したら早く来るけど、84年の運動してるよ。だから、多分、まず一つ言うんだよな。早くの休んでるわけはありませんけどさ。結構いい加減でもそうだけどね。なかなか難しいね。ああ、そうですね。要求中なんですか。 何年か前に見たときに、のジャーナルの頃だからその頃は、まだ8年頃だからさ、あとの感じ、それはね、6分から7分でしょ、金曜教授してから。それでさ、英語文明を終わると分かんないんだから、だから、一応、若い時にメンタルとさ、どこにあるか聞かないと、いきなりさ、あんなことになるじゃない。じゃあ、説明をして、自分だけで時間になってないけどね。だから、やり方がいいと。スタンドでこうしてくださいって言って、そういうふうにして、みんな上の方で、左側。で、やると、今度はその、新人が出てくることとか、で、この人必要ないとか、必要ないとか、出るみたいな。それだったら、この人、最初にこの機械を入れてさ、でやってくればあんなもん言ってさ、当たっちゃったらさ、それをやって家の中で見るとさ、自動確認してさ、それが再確認があるから、それが再確認が弱くてさ、再確認がやるっていうのは、だけどさ、なかなかそれがやってたからで、10時からして、それの連続。ねえ、